my house, I have everything.
What is you said the question one more time?
The task is, what do you do every day to love yourself? And if anything comes to mind that you realize is not loving, say that also so that you can be more aware of it.
Alright. The things that I do that are for like loving myself is like I like to dance in the mirror. I like to get naked and dance. It's kind of fun, really fun. I mean, I when I was saying earlier that I've like come into my body more, that like just like being more free and open. I have this thing, I take off my shirt a lot, but you wouldn't even know that half of it. Like I just do it a lot, like in general, and like not public places, but I kind of want to. So yeah, exactly. It just feels so much better. There's certain parts of my body where I'm like, I just like in here I don't want to wear a shirt right now. I don't want to wear pants either, kind of, but I'm not gonna do that right now. But like some other things that I do to love myself is like read every once in a while. I finally started reading like maybe a couple like weeks ago. I think I do a lot of thinking, a lot of extra thinking on things that I don't need to be really like focusing my mind on. I don't believe that's loving myself. I don't take care of myself just like physically as much as I need to, like, and it's not crazy, but I'm just talking like, all right, like I want to go, like I need to clip my nails, I need to go like get a massage, I need to go do something to like feel good, but I haven't done it yet, you know. So that's not loving myself. I'm pretty hard on myself as well. I feel like I overanalyze things and people. I look at people a lot. Like I pay a lot of attention to other people, just in sense of like their characteristics and the things that they do and say. And sometimes I think me doing that, it's like it takes away, it doesn't even let me like get to really know the person, maybe, because I'm like analyzing them like off rip. But it's also something that I don't know if it's just like a natural, like I have a sense of like how people feel sometimes as well though. So it's not me analyzing them to judge them, but more so just something that I'm in so many social settings all the time that I just start to see that there's trends with like, all right, these types of people and they're like the way certain people act and do and all these different things. So I don't know if that the analyzing is good for me. I don't know if that's something I should be doing, but yeah, I need to find more ways to love myself. That's what I think I need to go do.
Well, some things I do every day. I play with my animals. I nurture them. I have certain things that every day when it's 143, because I love you, numerical value is 143. And I actually grew up 143 Maywood, which is wild. And then my post office box was 143. And so 143 comes into my life a lot and reminds me that God loves me, I love people, I need to love myself. So whenever my family's around and it's 143, I'm like, 143! And everybody knows to say 143. I give my daughter hugs and kisses all the time. Cozy with her. I go and just like breathe in my horse, sort of try to become one with her. And I met 2 new friends this week, and it wasn't something that I necessarily felt I had the energy to do, but I did it because I was first doing it for my daughter and the new person that came. They were new in the neighborhood and I visited them and they were wonderful. Gave me a huge avocado and a mango. And the other people are really great friends, so I like doing that. I like keeping in touch with people and living objects and just giving the flow back and forth of love. I beat the crap out of myself for what I'm not doing, and that's not loving myself, and I need to stop that. And this one. Oh, and I sing. I learn new songs, like that one I played for you. And I try and get going the things that I love to do. Like I loved rock out karaoke in California. It's live band karaoke. I just called the maker of it, and I said, you really got to do this down here. I miss it every day. And you've got warm weather all year, and you've got party areas, and the beach. What could be better? So he actually said, let me talk to the guys. So hopefully they will do that. And I'll be able to do that every once in a while. So I love doing that. I investigate. I joined a bunch of Curie support groups. And I've been talking on there, sort of commiserating on experiences.
So thinking about this before like coming into it, I realized a lot. Just like trying to succinctly
Can you hear, but I'm not getting visual.
what I like about what I love, like not what I love about myself, but like how I love myself, like succinct ways I do. And the biggest ways that I love myself is through like my art and my creation, like making what I want, because I love that. And like if it would love to like people around me, like I wouldn't be doing that. So like I chose that to love myself, and I never been like happier like after choosing to do so. But then I realized that like I can't really like think of like too many things that I do to love myself. Like now that I think about it, like in this succinct way, like I know like I can name a lot like that's not loving myself. Like, when I get like hard on myself, that's not loving myself. When I
John, one of the ways you could love yourself more is to allow yourself to be more in contact with people when you talk. Put yourself out more, man. Have the courage. Talk to us. Start now.
Okay. So I feel there's a statement that like comes in my head a lot, like that used to come in my head a lot, and I didn't really understand it until like today, until like just now. I feel like I would say I love who I like. It would randomly pop out of my mouth. I don't even know where it comes from, but I'll say like I love who I am, but I hate myself. But I don't know why like I said those words. I didn't really get it, but like right now, like I feel like when we were talking about this, like it popped up in my head. Like not me saying that statement, because like when it pops up, it's me saying that statement, but like just remembering that statement. And what I felt was that like I love who I am like as a person, just like everything that made me me. Like I'm grateful and thankful that I was whatever situations and everything that happened for me, for every aspect of my life. Even down to like that I'm here right now, like all the things that had to happen to me. It's beautiful, but I realized that like my actions, like that I'm not loving myself. That's why I feel like that's exactly what I meant when I said that I hate myself. That I hate like I'm doing things that are not loving myself. That like I could get like on like body wise, I could take care of myself better, like eating, sleeping, everything. Like
Yeah.
Could you move sideways a little so that we can have the video?
Can I see?
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, Pam, you're on.
Okay, so the ways that I love myself, I have shifted some things. Now, this is my second time being here. I didn't start right at the beginning. I used to watch the news every morning because I'm responsible for different counties and travel a lot. So I said to myself, well, I know I don't want all that negativity, but I have to watch the traffic reports. So to know if I should take 75 or 41 or what route. So I realized that was really a bunch of garbage because it gave me time to sit there and, you know, kind of chill for a while. And I heard a teacher talk about how first thing in the morning is when we're very spiritually awake and aware, and it kind of sets the tone for the day. So I did replace watching the news with, there's a Center for Eternal Light in North Fort Myers, and they, the owner does a meditation channeling Mother Mary, and it's very loving and wonderful. So I've been doing that in the morning instead of the traffic report in the news, which is awesome. Sets me, yeah, definitely better tone for the day. And I get books on tape. I go to the library, and I have been, and we were talking on the break, I've been listening to Healing Through Sound and a bunch of different authors who are into that, and how just the noises that we're exposed to, the sounds that we're exposed to, and the vibrational levels affect us. Some can make us very agitated, and some are calming. And so loving myself by being aware of that and the sounds that are in my environment. And also my puppies. I have 2 puppies. One's 12 and kind of struggles, and I'm just in gratitude every day that I get more time with her. And what else am I doing? Oh, I'm playing racquetball. And I am trying to be more scheduled and go to sleep earlier because I do have to get up early. And just a lot more aware. I can't say that I've, really fought my battle with my Michael, the Archangel, John Travolta movie. I'm still doing sugar and alcohol once in a while, not too often, but more lately, and cigarettes. And so I've got a ways to go, but I'm feeling better.
For a list, it'll be quick. I guess you got 3 minutes. So ways I love myself. In the morning, I do my qigong as I watch the sunrise, but I listen to different teachers from Osho to David Hawkins to Muji. We say Muji or Moji.
We don't know yet.
We don't know. I forget. Huh? Yeah, so I listen to that, and it's about 45 minutes, and just learning / setting my context for the day, because I've learned that life always arises with context. I love drinking tea in the morning, something hot and warm. Also in the morning, I stopped eating sugar, because I noticed how my body was responding to it. So it wasn't that it was bad for me, it was more that the sugar made me feel funny. It made my insides kind of, so I cut that out. One day I love myself is where I live, they make pancakes and French toast every day. So I eat one of those every day. I really like it, but no sugar. It's just the bread and the egg, right? And it's French toast, and I put cinnamon on it. And it's really good. I love throwing. like weighted balls, baseballs, footballs. I just throw. I'll throw for like 15 to 20 minutes a day. I really love doing that. I've been eating really well. I really love the way I eat. I eat what makes me feel good and what doesn't make me sleepy. So anything that makes my stomach feel funny or I feel sleepy after, I don't do it. It's pretty simple for me. So less sugar, more spices. I really like spices and different things like that. Not spicy, but spices like turmeric and cinnamon. Try to give it flavor that way. I love I wear clothes that feel good. I don't know, I don't have many clothes, but the ones I do, they're comfy, they're stretchy. I love that. I love my clothes that way. I love hanging out with Danielle. We also have our Sunday boat day. We have a canoe and we go canoeing. It's really fun. We love ourselves. Watching the sunrise. How I don't love myself is I know I don't sleep enough. I get about 7.5 hours every night. Go to bed at 10:30 and wake up at 6. I don't like it, but I do it because I like 10:30. I don't know why. And too much social media at night. Probably an hour and a half at night, just like videos and all kinds of stuff. I'm learning, but I also want to like give that time to a PowerPoint I want to make and reading. So I know that's a way that I'm not really loving myself because I see myself judge myself after. Yeah, other things. You know, share with friends, talk to people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
There I go. I'll take his 3 seconds.
The way the circle process works is we each get the same amount of time.
Okay.
And the energy that we get from everybody paying attention to us
So true.
makes it clearer to us what we're thinking and heals us. So whether you're saying something or silent, you're still the focus during that 3 minutes.
Alright, thanks for reminding me. Sorry. Thanks.
He doesn't need
He taught me that statement, so that's how I know. So he taught me how to love myself because I hated myself when I first met him. And then this phrase that I don't know where I came up with, but you know, when you really love somebody else, you're so willing to do everything nice for them, like courting them, and like I would just go over and above for anybody that I loved. When it came to me, it was like damn near impossible to do small things. So now I'm really proud and like excited to say that I do anything and everything to feel good. And then when I don't do it, like we will say never do that again. Like I drank alcohol and ate some shitty food at the baseball game in Miami, and I felt like my whole system was off for 24 hours, and I just was like, note to self, that was not good, and do better next time. So that's the biggest thing that I do is I forgive myself when I don't do really well, and then I just make an adjustment the next time. So I like warm water with lemon in the morning. I haven't been drinking tea, but it feels like I'm just like romancing myself when I drink warm water with lemon. And it's like, I don't know, it just feels so good. It's like nourishing and loving. I don't eat well, as good as I should. And I watch myself neglect, like I'll literally forget to be hungry all day long because I'm working at the hospital or I'm going somewhere else, and they'll be like, I forgot to eat. Or he'll be like, are you hungry? And it'll be 8 o'clock at night, and I really realize now that that's a lack of self-love. But I move, I have me time, I don't feel guilty for like lounging in bed. I've released myself from a lot of guilt, even though I have more guilt to work through. I hang out with people that energize me and I feel good around, and I demonstrate self-love to say no or just create boundaries with people that I don't feel good with, which has been a practice. I follow through with my word, and I think the other biggest thing that I do to love myself is I listen to myself. So like I give myself time to decide, and if this internal says no go, like even when it's buying like a grocery, I just listen to it. And there's no like internal fight, like it just says don't buy the box of whatever, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why I don't want that, or you know, and so I'm just listening to myself more and more, and that feels like it's loving myself. I got out of the shower like 2 months ago, and I looked in the mirror naked, to go back to you. And I was like, I love you. And I didn't believe it, like the body. And I was like, I'm gonna still say I love you. And so every time I did that, and then 2 weeks later, I broke down in tears and I was like, my God, how mean have you been to yourself your whole life? Like things that like kids said to me in like middle school, I was still replaying in my head, you know, like my nose is too big, or I was called a bobblehead, and like I cried because I was like, that's so mean to repeat it over and over again every time you look at yourself. So say you love yourself in the mirror, like keep doing it, and it really will like shift you. Love you all.
Love you. Hold up. Wait. If I love this.
I have no trouble waiting. Take your time.
The clock hasn't started yet, though.
Yeah, the camera loves you. The lighting is very nice.
How do I love myself? I'm just learning, actually. I can tell you a lot when I don't love myself. Is worry, fear, that let me rent space in my head. You know, it's just tearing me apart, but I get comfortable, you know, with that because I've been doing it for a long time. I get comments like, you worry too much, Grandpa, that, then I'm going to really not love myself. When, on occasion, when I'm getting better, I do love myself. I go grocery shopping with my granddaughter, and, you know, I let her rule the roost for a while. Just simply, she said, well, stay on the brown tile in the supermarket. You know? And I find out I have to stay in the moment, or she'll have me do a boogie-woogie down the aisle. And I allow that. And I allow other people to help me. My son tells me, Dad, you got to take a break. I work to exhaustion sometimes, physical exhaustion. And to retire from a day like that is not loving yourself. Because I don't take time for myself to realize, you know, to relax. I don't love myself when I force myself to be with people that, you know, I don't want to be with. I don't love myself when I don't eat properly. 2, I love myself when I do a fresh juice and, you know, eat a good meal. Loving myself has a short list right now. Just starting to learn how to do that. It is exciting though. When I get excited, I'm not loving myself. So. That's where I am.
Once again, perfect time.
I'm doing 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
That's talent then.
I was gonna say, you're missing count and time.
You see what you're sitting in front of? And it's,
I love myself when I do dynamic meditation. I've been doing dynamic meditation off and on for a few years, and recently I beat myself up and I told myself, because you get to a point in the dynamic meditation where you are a witness, and the fear of coming apart, or maybe your spirit man, if you will, coming and being a witness to you was fear for me. And that fear drove me to stop doing it. And stopping was unloving because I beat myself up, told myself I wasn't worthy, told myself, it wasn't me, but the voice, you know, inside, or that voice, it was my grandfather's voice that told me, you're not good enough for that, what are you doing, who do you think you are, you know, and I know who I am, and I know what I'm capable of, and I love myself when I'm trying to heal myself, or what I'm actively doing, contacting Bodhicitta's son and getting on the right supplements, taking control of my body, more importantly my mind and my spirit, and knowing who I am in my Creator. Forgiveness, forgiving myself for my past afflictions and past deeds and sins that I've done, and forgiving others, totally and completely letting go of all of the past neglect, past hurt, past things I've done to others, is loving myself. When you're allergic to certain foods, I got an allergy test done because I went to Dr. Perlmutter, and I figured out after 30 years that I'm highly allergic to foods that I love. And when you are allergic to food, you are addicted to that food. I can't have it in my house anymore, so it's loving not having it in my house, because I'll sleepwalk to my refrigerator and eat whatever's there. I'll drink the beer that's in there. I stay away from alcohol now because I know it makes me sick. I'm highly allergic to the wheat and whey, and I'm completely allergic to all lactose products, so I stay away from it as much as I can. It's not loving when I give in and my mind tells me, oh wow, look at that. It's like a trigger, you know, like if I were to see that cake, I would want to be tired. I love my daughter, and I spend as much time with her.
Well, I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with the religion I grew up in, but they pretty much convince you that. What?
Can you say what it is?
Southern Baptist. They pretty much convince you that you're not worthy, and a life of selflessness. They take the whole concept of selflessness and sort of pervert it in a way to where not only are you're not supposed to do things to make yourself happy, you're supposed to make everybody else happy, and you get lost where you really don't love yourself, you don't love at all. But so it's taken me a long time to and a lot of soul searching, and it's through the soul searching it's created who I am today, and I've met a lot of wonderful people in the process, and Andy's part of a men's group that I put together, and we have a lot of interesting discussions in a very broad sort of way, and as far as
Does everybody understand that gesture?
No, what?
Mind fuck.
Mind fuck.
I didn't see it.
All right, here we are. Gang's all here.
So anyway, it's been difficult for me to find ways to show that I love myself. One thing that I probably just recently
Nice picture of the...
have gotten assertive about doing it. I used to drink about 4 ounces of espresso cappuccinos every morning, which is not good for me since I've got high blood pressure. And I just recently started. I took the cappuccino. I keep the ritual. I make the cappuccino, but instead of espresso, I use tea. So anyway, it seems to be working. And so that's one of the very few things that I do. I love playing chess. I play chess on the internet. That's actually probably the only thing I do. That's my getaway. I don't play golf. I don't do any of the other stuff. Don't hang out in bars. Don't, whatever other people do that I guess they claims makes them happy. I have loved my family from the get-go though. My sons, when I was raising them on my own for several years. I was divorced after 5 years. I had 3 sons, Sam, Christian, Michael, and my joy was in raising them, and now I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I find her the joy of my life. And that's it for me. Thank you.
We got to play a game of chess together.
Good.
So some of the things that I've been doing to kind of change and love myself is, one thing I was noticing I was doing is a lot of the people that I was surrounding myself with, were graduating college, getting better jobs, moving on with their lives, and I was kind of comparing myself to them. Like, man, I'm 23 years old. I've been going to college since, I graduated high school, and I still don't have my degree, and kind of really being hard on myself. So some things, and just, I would sit in my room and feel sorry for myself instead of doing something about it. So I've really tried to change that by, I just went to the dollar store and I got a calendar and I put it on my wall, and I put it on my wall so when I'm laying in bed I can see it. And on there I put a to-do list, and I break it up so it's not like I'm overwhelming myself, but just something small like get the laundry done today, or clean my car out today, or do something small, even if it's like go to the gym today. And I feel that because I have a goal that I have to complete for the day, it kind of gets me through it and makes the day go by faster. So I'm not, I work 8 hours a day, but it's not just work and then go home. I feel like I'm more balanced since then. And I've been able to get farther in my schoolwork. So instead of sitting there feeling sorry for myself, I'm loving myself by doing something about it, by doing all this, schoolwork and everything like that. Another big thing is my family is very Italian Catholic, and they are very set in their ways with religion and everything like that, and the way that my life should be. And everyone has something to say about what I do with my life, and a lot of it's negative. So what I've been doing is kind of just cutting them out of my life a little at a time. Even if it's not, because a lot of them do not live here. A lot of them live in Pennsylvania and New York and everything like that. Not even talking to them on the phone, because I was realizing that while I was in that phone conversation, it was more of them beating down on me and not really asking me, hey, how was your day? It was more, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And when I would end the phone call, it was just, I would feel really bad about myself and very negative. And I just wanted to not feel that way anymore. So I just, of course I would talk to them, see how they're doing, but it's not to the point where I talk to them as much. So, negative people. It's the self-service. It just keeps dropping out. I don't know if there's...
What kind of service do you have?
I have AT&T. Yeah. The only thing I could think of is if we moved the phone, because when it was over here, it was great. Whatever you have. Okay. Then we have to move the TV. Yeah.
Too much.
Sorry, guys.
Teach us, Carolyn.
I have days where my mind just doesn't want to work. Today is not on working. I was sort of why we sat silent when the first started.
I saw that. Yeah. I'm gonna say.
And unfortunately, I'm not in much better space this time around either. Anyway, let's see what comes. My to learn to love myself happened 10 years ago when I was diagnosed with breast cancer for the first time. And we came back to the States and realized that for what I wanted to do with treatment, I needed to take tons and tons and tons of pills.
Carolyn, can you speak up just a little bit, please?
Sure. And put myself on a special diet, and I had someone overseeing all of this, but it was a real challenge to me to allow myself to take the time and the energy that it took to put all these pills in my mouth and everything else that I needed to do to stay alive. And even to this day, I still have trouble with it, but it's coming easier more and more. So my day starts out by taking lots of pills and liquid supplements and doing my yoga first thing in the morning. If I don't do it the first thing in the morning when I first get up, it doesn't happen. Because, and this is where I'm not loving myself, I just get into doing things and it just goes right out of my head to do it. And I also can get into things so much to the same point where, as Danielle was saying, you forget to eat. It just goes out of my head. So these are places that I need to work on with loving myself. That going to bed earlier is another thing. For some reason, I've always been a night person. I love to do stuff between 11 and 1 at night. I have tried so hard to change that, but I'm not being successful at all. But generally, I allow myself, I'm not beating up on myself anymore. I've dropped a lot of guilt, and I also have a situation like you where my family's more than ready to tell me what to do.
Me too.
It's not necessarily the thing that I want to do. Or is it the right thing for me? And so Irish Catholicism is a struggle.
I'm a mixture of the both. Irish and Catholic and Italian.
Okay, so that's it.
See if you can do it one more time.
Okay, I didn't sign up for this.
The next meeting is on the 4th Saturday in September, because I'm up being a grandpa on the 3rd Saturday. So it's going to be the 22nd.
What's it made of?
The what?
The 22nd of September, the 4th Saturday.
We'll be in mood with Muji.
When are you going? I thought you were the first
15th.
couple. Fantastic.
So the 28th.
Fantastic.
September.
No. 7-day silent retreat. So I don't know if we'll be able to like Skype in. I don't even know if
It's
There you go.
You stay in your silent retreat. Right. So, I'm sorry for the interruptions. It's got to do with the cell service here.
It's okay. Sometimes I'll listen to, I'll do a meditation of one sort or another where, before I get out of bed, I come down, I got supplements and things that I agree, I start my day, and weather permitting, I'll go outside barefoot in the grass. I'm not on the beach like you guys are, but I know the power of being barefoot in the moist, clean earth. And I walk around in the morning sun, and I breathe, and with the trees, and I'm drinking, and sometimes I will listen to either Rupert or Osho with the Bluetooth on, and I also incorporate rebounding. Not as much as I like. The last 2 days I haven't done it, and I feel sluggish when I don't. So I know the importance of keeping active, and I need to get my breath and my body moving. Dancing is fine. My go-to fitness work is with the rebounder these days. The food that I eat, the water that I drink, the people that I surround myself with, which aren't very many, being with Alice and being honest and open and vulnerable is a daily, it's a moment to moment medicine. So I have the luxury of not needing to be anywhere, and also the luxury of liking where I am. Not everybody has that, and so to whatever extent anybody can fit things in. I got all this time, and yet I don't manage to get the things done. It's never enough. I never take good enough care of myself. And so a way for me to be depressed and frustrated is to think that I'm doing not good enough, and that makes me heavier and more depressed and angry, and then I say, fuck it, I don't do anything. And then I don't like that, and so I go in these cycles. I'm up and down, I'm all over the place, so I don't, I'm up and and I'm learning more and more about that part of me that's all over the place, and to be more accepting. I keep active, but I'll plug into this classroom, the other things that I like. Thank you.
You can go now. I'll go. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, how I start my morning is we get woken up by thousands of birds because we live in a northern latitude rainforest. And then I make myself a cup of coffee with Cordyceps militaris, and the day unfolds from there.
What's your coffee?
It's a mushroom, Cordyceps militaris. I can tell you about it. It costs you about $30 a month at most.
Okay, so also, we wake up a lot of times, for years we've been waking up to Osho every morning. So it's like when Doug was in India and got to his kids forward, it's because we put Osho on the alarm clock. And so he would. And then, and practice gratitude for every moment. Sometimes when it's not, and so it makes more fun. And then, it's the same kind of thing Christopher was talking about, and then Bodhicitta talked about the exercises. I have to cheat a little bit if I give myself a niacin flush, then I can really get moving. So that's been an interesting experiment I've been doing for years. Normally I can't even, I can stand and transfer, but when I stand up I can't take any steps. But if I turn bright red from the niacin flush, I can take that walker up and down the hallway. I can work out for an hour. I can roll across the floor, pedal a pedaler. So, and then I just feel grateful that I'm able to do that. And all of these things, of course, are part of loving yourself that everyone's been talking about, taking the time to put this energy into yourself and set time aside. So that's just kind of how we go. And then, about 11:30, we go out on the deck, and it's nice Right now, the Oriental lilies are blooming, so just been enjoying that. They smell so good. And we had a nice sunny summer, which was great compared to the Seattle winter that went on forever this time. But that's how we do it. And things that I try to minimize that aren't good for me, like spending too much time at the computer. That's about my only bad habit at this point. But that's how we do it. And I'm just glad everybody else here is focused on doing the same and caring for themselves, because it's really affirming to hear this from everyone else and what you're going through, how you are learning to love yourselves more. And then I think it just reinforces our efforts, because always thinking about all of you, next time I hit the exercise bike. But that's it for me.
I wonder if we lost them.
No, we heard you.
We got
We
you.
heard it fine.
It's a very odd little communication system, this Skype. It works most of the time, though. Oh, hold your time's up.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank everybody, all the forces that bring this thing together, and we can even participate on Skype.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You're up in Pennsylvania, they're out in Seattle, we're down here in Florida, and it's just like we're all here. Did you want to say anything, Doug?
I think I already said stuff, but other than that, I heard you say you were going to tell everyone about Cordyceps militaris. Totally worth the experience.
Okay, so to wrap it up for today, for the next month, the task remains loving yourself. I would urge you to look at the video, especially your own segment, at least 3 times. You can forget about everybody else if you want, but look at yourself. Watching yourself will teach you in a very deep way. Oh my God, oh wow. You'll see that you're both more beautiful and present than you imagined, and that you've still got some stupid shit. And it'll be really clear when this is the beauty of video feedback. Use it, there it is. What I would like to end with today is a brief, roughly 8 to 10 minute Osho meditation. At the end of every discourse in his last 3 years, he would have a guided meditation. The first part is about 3 minutes of gibberish. Hello? Christy?
Yeah, I'm writing that down so I don't forget it.
Which?
What you're saying. I have to write it down sometimes because I'll forget it.
It's going to be on the video.
It'll be on the video.
Dude.
Sorry.
So anyhow, the 3 minutes of gibberish, whatever comes, be told. And he'll leave it. Then he'll say, then there'll be a drum, and he'll just say, sit quietly, and he will guide you through a meditation where he will take your energy to your center, which is 2 inches below the navel. And then the third part, you will lie down, and he will take you on a trip. You'll see. This is at the end of every discourse. If you are interested, go to any one of the Osho discourses, or I'll put it in an email and send it to you. You don't have to think about it. So just do it today. Okay, you guys out there, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but we'll find out.
Thank you.